Whatever. So I'll go fix it for the next round. We do have certain tuition rates. For example, those students who are looking to get their dual teaching credential, the tuition rate is actually less. It's a bachelor's degree with the teaching credential. To help all of our students, we do have a number of scholarships that are for our students, and they're specific to our incoming students. And you can see the different amounts that they range from. These scholarships will come between your first and second semester. And then whatever amount that you get does get split up. We do have a leadership scholarship. This is an amazing one that we just put out there. This is for our business administration students. This scholarship right here equates to about half of your tuition. Now, that's only for our Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration on-campus programs. And then as students continue, for all of our continuing students, we have our donor scholarships, which will allow students to apply every semester. And the amount varies from a few $100s to a few thousand, just depending on what the amounts are available at that point. So definitely help out a lot of our students. For anyone that is interested in applying, we do have October 25th, which is our online term, and then January 10th, which is our on-campus, and then our first session of our online term for the spring semester. Application fee is waived for everybody right now. So if you're interested, definitely go to our website, apply. And while you're doing that, make sure you update your financial aid as well, because we do financial aid here just like every other school. And in order to receive the scholarships, we do ask that you have your financial aid on file. And that is me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. I believe I need co-host access so I can share my screen. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put some resources in the chat for you all. Hopefully you can see it at the top. You'll see keep in touch. If you want to go ahead and receive emails about events for San Jose State and all that fun stuff, feel free to fill that out. But without further ado, my name is Rachel DeVera Miranda. I'm an admissions counselor and welcome center coordinator at San Jose State University. To give you the feel of a university campus, I'm going to start with a quick video. So let me reshare that so I can share my sound. Here we go. Enjoy. Hopefully you all enjoy that little video. It gives you a taste of what the downtown area is like in San Jose. So everything's pretty walking distance, which is nice. I wanted to quickly go over the CSU system. There are 23 different campuses. Something that makes the CSU stand apart is we are a hands-on learning institution. So whatever program you're doing, chances are there is a requirement for you to have an internship or something of that nature, so we can make sure you have the education you get to get you towards those goals you're working towards. So nearly half of the state's bachelor's degree are rewarded or awarded by the CSU, which is pretty neat. If you take a room of 10 people, at least one will have graduated from the CSU system. Northernmost campus is going to be Humboldt, all the way down to San Diego State. We do have a campus for you, whether you're interested in political journalism. Maybe check out Sac State if you're interested in computer science or engineering. Of course, San Jose State's in the heart of the Silicon Valley. And to tell you a little bit more about San Jose State, we have just under 34,000 students, so we're a pretty large institution, but don't worry, our class sizes are still pretty doable. They're going to range from 29 students to 32 students. Okay, more about San Jose State and our students. We do have athletic programs where Division I, NCAA. As a student, you get to go to any home game free. So that's a nice way to take a break from your studies. We have over 134 different majors with 110 concentrations. This is just a short sample. In that chat that I did send, we do have a full list of majors. And at the end, there's a QR code you can scan so you can get our admissions brochures as well. Some major recognitions we have is we're really excellent in business. Engineering, actually, the newest report test came out. We're number 4th in the nation. Animation and illustration is 8th. Aviation is 4th, and journalism is 8th. So we're good at all of our programs, but here are just some standouts we do have. If you're thinking, Rachel, I'm definitely interested now in applying to the CSU or San Jose State, these are the transfer admissions requirements. We're looking at having completed 60 semester or 90 quarter units the spring before you would start in the fall. You need to pass those with at least a C- or better. You need a qualifying GPA. Depending on the major, there's additional courseworks that you might want to take that make you a more competitive applicant for our programs. So once you finish these, then you would complete that supplemental application. So part of that 60 semester, 90 quarter units, you want to take the 4 basic skills courses, a course in oral communication, written composition, critical thinking, and then a college level math beyond Algebra 2. So those are absolutely mandatory for admission. We do have charts, and we're on assist.org, so you can see exactly what from your campus translates to San Jose State. Okay, and then we need you to get a certain GPA and complete additional coursework, which is supplemental coursework here. And basically you'll have supplemental coursework if you're applying to a program that is a little bit more impacted. Like these here, we do show our previous year's admissions results online. So you can see if the admit to program threshold says C below, most likely there's additional coursework you have to take to be a more competitive applicant for those programs. So this is an example of what you'll see on our website. It's pretty easy to navigate our admissions website. Like if you're interested in business administration, you definitely would want to take Econ 1A and Econ 1B. That kind of sets you apart, because when you look at the previous year's admissions, admissions results, you'll see applicants who completed 3 course requirements were admitted above a 2.0 or higher. If you only completed 2 out of 3, it's a 2.1 or higher. Applicants who completed 1 of those courses instead of 3 is a 2.3. And everybody else that took none of those courses were admitted above a 2.5 or higher. So the more courses you take, if your program has supplemental courses, the better chances of you getting in and being more competitive on our campus. In regards to application timeline, we are going to start applying right now, October 1st through November 30th. There is a supplemental application you'll have to complete if you're applying to SJSU specifically. We want to know, how did your fall courses go? So that's what the supplemental application is for. About 2 weeks after you apply, you'll receive a login to your MySJSU portal. There is a to-do list, and anything we need from you, including that supplemental application, will appear under there. We'll let you know about your admission late February to the end of March. You'll give us partial transcripts May 23rd. You'll let us know you want to be a Spartan May 1st. And then you'll have your orientation or the Spartan experience anywhere between June to August, and final transcripts are due on the 15th. If you are interested in learning more about other campuses or even more about San Jose State, you can definitely go to calstate.edu/apply. You're going to be visiting that fairly soon, within the next 2 weeks. Applications are $70. If you do qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 CSUs for free. And that pretty much concludes it for my presentation. Please feel free to scan this QR code if you would like to get a copy of our admissions publication. You can also reach us at outreach@sjsu.edu. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, hello. Let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly. 1 second. All righty. Welcome, everyone. My name is Justin Nkemre. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm one of the admission counselors for the University of San Francisco. And I have the pleasure of meeting you all today for this amazing fair. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So USF, we are a private 4-year Jesuit Catholic liberal arts college in the middle of San Francisco. And I'll expand on that in just a short second about our location. But you go here and see to the screen about our makeup of our fall class this past year. And we've recently been ranked first for the most diverse college campus, both racially and ethnically. So one of the main things that you should really know about is that when you're on our campus as a student, you are quite literally meeting people from all over the world. And it doesn't just stop on the student side, it also extends to the faculty and staff side as well. We care very, very much about our diversity and very, very much about our inclusivity as a community here at USF. And if you were to go further down to the bottom of the screen, excuse me, you'll see that we are even more diverse than just race and ethnicity. We're very diverse in socioeconomic levels, religious backgrounds, sexual identities, whatever have you. There's definitely someone for everyone here at USF, and you will definitely find your community. And on top of that, too, 30% of our undergraduate students identify as first generation, meaning that they are the first in their families to attend a 4-year college or a university, which is something that we really do care about here at USF, and making sure that our first-gen students are very, very successful once they're on our campus and once they leave our campus. And so definitely use the QR code to see more facts and statistics about our university and our community and our student body. But I know we're cutting close on time here, so I'll just move forward. Here is a small little map of our university that our marketing team drew up. Like I said, we are in the geographical center of the cities on a 55-acre campus. So with that being said, being centrally located in the city of San Francisco really gives students easy access to explore, have fun, and see what the city has to offer. On top of the fact that included in your tuition and fees is a Muni Pass. So Muni is a public transit system that we use here in the county of San Francisco. So having access to public transportation really does give you the ability to explore and go around the city to whatever you need to do, and even explore other parts of the Bay Area. You know, we love San Francisco and we're always touting good things about it, but we are in the Bay Area with amazing cities such as Oakland, Berkeley, my colleague, you know, from San Jose State, even as far as Palo Alto near Stanford University. You know, there are amazing colleges here in the Bay Area and not just here in the city of San Francisco. Also, too, if you look to the corner, you'll see some big skyscrapers and buildings. That's going to be downtown San Francisco. On top of the fact that there's so many different food and restaurants and attractions to try, you're also having access to so many different professional corporations, organizations that don't just have offices here in SF, but are headquartered here in SF. So here at USF, we definitely do our best to, send you the necessary resources and networking opportunities to make sure you are very, very successful in your postgraduate career. And I'll touch on careers in a second. But going to the other side, you'll see amazing other attractions such as Golden Gate Park. Fun fact, Golden Gate Park is the biggest man-made park in the country. We're like a block and a half bigger than Central Park in New York, so we're always saying that wherever we can go. But amazing, amazing things to do in Golden Gate Park and amazing things to do in the city of San Francisco. For the sake of time, I will move on, but just know that there's so many different opportunities for you as a student to enjoy yourself, not just as a student on our campus, but as a student within the city and as a student within the Bay Area. So a lot of great things there. Use your QR code and you'll be directed to our website where you'll see a map of the city and some directions on how to get to our campus. Academics, you can use that QR code to scan for the full list of majors and minors that we have offered. But we have 5 different schools here at USF. The College of Arts and Sciences, home to the majority of our majors, School of Nursing and Health Professions, which I'll touch on later in the presentation, and School of Management, which is our business program, and School of Education and School of Law. These are 2 more so centered for graduate students, but we do have undergraduate pathways. And at USF, we have over 40 different majors and over 70 different minors centered for everyone and everyone and anyone. You can really find your academic interest here at USF. And some amazing resources that we are always telling students, specifically transfer students, is our advising system. Here at USF, no matter who you are, you're getting 2 advisors. Your first advisor is going to be a faculty advisor. You're going to go to them for anything you're dealing with within your major. So any requirements, courses, questions you have within your major, you're going to go to your faculty advisor for. Your other advisor is going to be your CASA coach. CASA at USF stands for the Center for Academic and Student Achievement. And they're there to help you with anything going on with you inside the classroom and anything going on with you outside the classroom. For example, if you are undecided in your major, you can go to your CASA coach and they can help talk you through your passions, your interests, try to make sure you're staying on track to graduate within the 4-year timeline or however long your time is at USF. If you are going through something physically or mentally, and not feeling the best, you're in contact with all your professors, all your extracurricular activities here at USF, trying to make sure that you are staying successful once you get back up and running and feeling 100% your best. If you are just going through any other issues, within the classroom and outside the classroom, they're there to walk you through all the possibilities to resolving your issue, walk you through all the resources that they can give you to make sure you upon the best path for you at USF and anything otherwise. So a lot of great things that come with our advising system, and a lot of great people at USF are definitely at our university to make sure that you are set up for success once you are on our campus. And then academic advantage. So here at USF, we use the community as your classroom, using the environment around us to help uplift your academic education. So one of the things that we really do care about as a university is really making sure that you're using the community to your advantage. And so through class credit, otherwise, you're in class a couple of days of the week. Other days of the week, you're going into an internship site, into a volunteer site through your class and through the university to bring your experience there and bring it back into the classroom. Because we are a mid-sized level university, a little less than 6,000 undergraduate students, give or take, depending on the year, we have really small class sizes. So as you can see, the average class size at USF is about 23. At most, you would see, a class of maybe close to 40, maybe 50, which is still relatively small compared to a lot of other big universities. And so really having that personalized learning to your academic education really does influence the academic experience that our students have on our campus, which is something a lot of students tend to appreciate once they graduate. And obviously, as a Jesuit university, we really do care about the mission and values that are near and dear to us, and so that will be heavily involved into your, into your education and your student experience. But nonetheless, I can definitely answer any questions in regards to the Jesuit, mission and values and how it, aligns with our university and your academic experience. But for the sake of time, I will just continue. Here we go.
Yeah, your time is up, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry, no problem. I'll leave any information in the chat below for anyone who would like to contact.
We want to thank all of you for your information at this time. If there's anyone on that would like to ask our reps any questions, can you please put those in the chat, and we would be glad to make sure that you are able to get your questions answered. So please feel free to put any questions that you may have in the chat. We have 5 minutes for questions. Anyone would like to ask any questions? Okay. I know there's students on here. I see you all. Anyone have any questions? I have a question. And what is the most challenging degree to get in on your campuses?
For us, two come to mind. One's going to be computer science. Because we're located in the Silicon Valley, there's a lot of opportunities for our students in regards to internships, arguably with every major, but that's the one that is most difficult. If you completed all the supplemental coursework, including, I think, Calc 1 through 3, discrete mathematics, intro to programming, and intro to data structures, the minimum GPA that you had to get in was a 3.85 for the prior year.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for us, our nursing program, we're a top 30 program in the country. We're direct entry, very competitive, very rigorous, but definitely worth your while. There are certain requirements and prerequisite courses that you need to do and to complete in order to have your application read. But nonetheless, I would say our nursing program, especially our transfer nursing program, would definitely be our hardest major to get into for transfer students.
For us, I mean, of course, GP and everything is important, but we look at the student completely. We look at the whole package, just like other schools do, not to say other schools don't. But I would say that the more difficult program would be our bachelor's in social work. It is a brand new program. We are in candidacy stage, so we are trying to make sure that obviously our students come in and graduate, so they're being a little bit more on the admissions process. There's a couple of additional steps needed for that in regards to the just being admitted. So students have to go through an interview, and then also the personal statement we really review and make sure that we have the right students in there. But other than that, if for us, if students have the passion and will want to get into our program, we do our best to kind of help them with that. So, but I would say the social work would be the one that we have to pick.
Great. Thank you all so much. We are going to be transitioning into our next session in just a few minutes. Thank you. For students that are on, we will restart the presentations in just a few minutes. If there's some colleges on here that you would like to hear.
Thanks again for joining us. We're going to go ahead and restart the presentations. For those of you who are just joining us, we'll start with Pacific Oaks College, and then we'll move on to San Jose State, and we'll have University of San Francisco. When we're done with our presentations, we'll go ahead and take questions from our students. Thank you.
Okay, let me get my screen up again. All right, so my name is Amin. I am the Director of Admissions and Outreach here at Pacific Oaks College. We are a small nonprofit college located in Pasadena. We also have a campus up north in San Jose, and we do a lot of our programs online. And then we also have off-sites where we actually bring programs into the community. We've been around for about 76 years. We started off as a children's school. And from there, we eventually started teaching people how to teach the way we taught in the children's school. And from that, turned into a full college and been around, like I mentioned, for 76 years. Our core values of diversity, respect, inclusion, and social justice go throughout our college, everything from our administration down to all of our programs. We really value our students' experiences. And as you can see the picture down below, that's an actual classroom in our Pasadena campus. And what you see is that, everyone's sitting around a table and they're having discussions and they're sharing their life experiences. One of our admissions requirements is a resume, because we want to see what professional experience that you bring in, and then we find out a little bit more about you and your personal statement, so we can see who our students are. What we really focus on is when we're talking about a certain topic on campus, in class, we want you to share your experiences based on that topic. So you learn from the faculty, you learn from the readings, but you also learn from each other, which is really exciting. You also have an opportunity to earn up to 24 units based off of work and life experience. So that's going to save you a lot of money, also save you time. We are a Hispanic serving institution that are recognized by the Department of Education. In October of last year, we received a $2.5 million grant because of we're an HSI, and we developed a brand new Student Success Center that offers all of our students support, everything from lending, a lending library for books and even laptops. Let's say your laptop breaks down, you need a laptop for a semester, we're able to do that. We're also a Yellow Ribbon participating school, so we're really big on supporting our veterans, our active military, and their families. Some of the programs that we offer You can see them in the orange underline. These are all of our majors: early childhood education, human development, business administration, early childhood education with a teaching credential, which means you can get either the elementary education, the special education, or a dual teaching credential while you're getting your bachelor's degree. And then we also have a community psychology and social work program. The BSW is an online only program, but all the other ones are available online or on campus. You can transfer up to 87 units towards some of your degrees. For human development, for example, you can transfer in up to 87 units. And then that means that you have 33 units to complete, which can be completed in 5 semesters. We go fall, spring, and summer. So 5 semesters is just about a year and a half. So that gives you an opportunity to get in and on fairly quickly. All of our courses, on-campus courses, are evenings and weekends. So that allows you to, if you have a full-time job and families and all that, still have the ability to maintain that. Our tuition for our lower division courses, so your general education, English, speech, math electives, are $360 per credit hour. Your upper division, so your 300 and 400 level courses, these are your major specific, your core curriculum classes, are $855 a credit hour. And then we also have special rates for things, for example, military, active duty, and veterans, they have a special rate. But also, if you were to do the dual credential program with our bachelor's degree, you also have a lower tuition rate. We have a number of institutional scholarships that apply to only our incoming students. In the fall semester that started August 30th, we had about 280 students start, and we gave out just over $125,000 in scholarships to those students. So you can see, the wealth gets spread fairly nicely. For our bachelor's in business administration on-campus program, we have a new scholarship called the Leadership Scholarship. It ranges between $10,500 to up to $25,000. The more units you transfer in, the more scholarship you can actually receive. So this equates to about half of your tuition in scholarships. And then for once you pass your second semester, for any of those that don't receive the leadership scholarship or diversity scholarship for our international students, we have the donor scholarships, which students can apply to every semester. We do offer financial aid, so if you qualify for financial aid, you can definitely use that with us. And we have a fall semester that starts October 25th. That is an online program. And then our on-campus starts January 10th, as well as another spring online session. Application fee is waived for all of our students. So if you're interested in applying, you can go ahead and do so and just go to apply.pacificoaks.edu. And when you get to the application, fee site, just go ahead and skip it, and we'll go ahead and waive the fee, and we'll submit the waiver for you. And that's it from Pacific Oaks.
Hi, folks. My name is Rachel De Vera Miranda. I'm an admissions counselor here at San Jose State, the #1 most transformative university. Just so you can get a sense of what our campus is like, I have a quick video to show. Enjoy. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. San Jose State is a part of the CSU system, which has 23 different campuses. Northernmost is going to be Humboldt, all the way down to San Diego State. What sets us apart is our hands-on learning experiences for our students. Chances are, no matter what program that you choose, there will be a requirement for you to have some sort of internship or some sort of hands-on learning experience before you do graduate. So just to take a look at San Jose State specifically, we're looking at just under 34,000 students with the average classroom size being 29 to 32 students. And to tell you a little bit more about us, these are some of our top hiring employers. You may notice some, such as Amazon, Cisco, Apple's on there, all that fun stuff. So SJSU is a top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley, the world's high-tech capital. How do we do that? With our major offerings. We have over 134 different majors to choose from with 110 concentrations. This is just a short list. A full list will appear in the chat once I'm done with this presentation for you to check out with additional resources such as housing and financial aid. Some top major recognitions we have: 6th for business, 4th for engineering this year. Animation is 8th, aviation is 4th, and journalism is 8th. If you're thinking, Rachel, San Jose State might be the place for me, here are the transfer admissions requirements. We need you to have 60 semester or 90 quarter units completed the semester before you start. So if you're trying to apply for fall 2022, these requirements must be done by the end of spring 2022. The minimum GPA is a 2.0, but depending on the program, that GPA threshold might be a little bit higher for you to get in. If you're interested in a program such as computer science, there might be additional coursework we recommend you take to be a more competitive applicant. These are called supplemental courses, and they are on our website as well. And then you would fill out something called a supplemental application, which I'll cover in a bit. So in depth, part of the 60 semester or 90 quarter units includes the 4 basic skills courses. Area A1, oral communication, like a public speaking class. Area A2, written composition, such as your English 1A. Area A3, critical thinking, like a philosophy course. And Area B4, which is the college level math beyond Algebra 2. We are not looking at any essays, and we don't take recommendation letters. It's literally, what courses did you take? Did you take the A1, A2, A3, and B4 courses? And did you meet the minimum requirements as well as that minimum GPA? And that's pretty much it for us. Okay, and then like I mentioned, there are additional courseworks for you to take. Like if you're interested in computer science, you probably would want to take Intro to Programming, Intro to Data Structures, and there's additional coursework as well available on our website, sjsu.edu/admissions/impaction. To tell you a little bit about the application timeline, if you are applying for fall 2022, the application opens October 1st, 2021, closes November 30th. And then for 2022, you would fill out the supplemental application. We want to know how your grades went for this semester, so that's what that supplemental application helps you do. You're going to learn about your admissions late February to the end of March. We'll ask for partial transcripts. You're going to let us know you want to be a Spartan by May 1st. You'll have that orientation between June through August, and final transcripts will be due to us by July 15. Okay. If you want to check out more CSUs besides San Jose State, this is our Cal State Apply website. This is the only application you use when applying to any of our campuses. The application is $70. If you do qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 campuses for free. Okay, and that's pretty much it on my end. There is a QR code right there for our Steps to Admission brochure that covers what I covered during this little short presentation and more. I'll also throw it in the chat, but thank you so much, everybody.
All right, 1 second here. Let me share my screen. Sorry. Okay. Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Justin Kemmerer. I'm one of the admission counselors here at USF. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I have the pleasure of giving you all the info for today's amazing fair. So one important thing to note about our university is that we are recently been ranked first for the most diverse college campus in America, both racially and ethnically. Oh, sorry, 1 second here. Oh, technical glitches, everyone. Sorry, so sorry about that. There we go. So we recently ranked third for the most diverse college campus in America, both racially and ethnically. So when you're on our campus, you're quite literally meeting people from all over the world. And it just doesn't stop on the student side, it also goes to the faculty and staff side as well. And we've seen that having that added diversity into your campus, onto your university's campus, really does elevate not just the social experience you have, but also the academic experience you would have as well. We are a private 4-year Jesuit Catholic college, liberal arts college in the center of San Francisco. And so the average class size is about 22 students. So we really do emphasize small class sizes and personalized learning when it comes to your academic experience on our campus. We've seen that it really does help emphasize the community that you're building, not just with your peers and your classmates, but also with your professors. So it really does elevate the academic discussion that's being had in the classroom. And also too, you can see that we're very, very more diverse in more than just race and ethnicity, also in socioeconomic backgrounds. And also we have 30% of our undergraduate students who identify as first gen. And we're constantly throwing resources to our first gen students to make sure that they're staying successful while on our campus. Okay, go ahead. Academic advantage. So here at USF, we love to use the environment around you as your classroom. So we're constantly using, putting you on different internships and nonprofit sites to bring your experience there, to bring it back into the classroom, to share amongst your peers, and really taking advantage of the area around us, the city, and just the Bay Area to help uplift your academic education. And like I did mention, we do have the average class size of 23, which really goes to the personalized learning for your academic approach. You can use that QR code, to reference the full list of majors and minors that we have offered here at USF. Over 40 different majors and over 70 different minors, really something for everyone at USF. And you can definitely find that our advising system really is suitable for you in conjunction with the small personalized academic learning. So really something to appreciate. And as a Jesuit university, you do have a theology requirement. This is just one theology class out of your whole time at USF. But it's more so centered towards the Jesuit values and mission and values that we have as a university. So heavily putting that into your academic experience and overall your student experience when it comes to our campus. 1 second, there we go. Here are some amazing companies that have come to recruit our students for full-time jobs and internships. You can see, some name brands like Google, Apple, Twitter, but also Tesla, Museum of Modern Art, and so much more. Being here in the city of San Francisco, the professional opportunities that lie for our students are amazing and extend to several different types of work, fields of work. So our Career Service Center is constantly working with our students, specifically our transfer students, to make sure that your resume and LinkedIn and any other aspect of your professional repertoire is up to par for any of the companies and organizations that are constantly recruiting our students day in and day out. And so here's some requirements. So as a non-nursing student, it will only require a 24 semester or 36 quarter units at the time of applying. The cumulative college GPA needs to be at a minimum of 2.5. We recommend 3.0 for you, so you are more competitive, and you need to be in academic good standing. And academic good standing in our eyes, 2.0 in your most recent semester or quarter for your most recent institution. And we have no prerequisite courses for any of the majors that we offer, with the exception of nursing and engineering, which you can see here for our nursing program, top 30 program in the country, or direct entry program as well. So you do have a couple added prerequisites, and as you can see, the courses listed on the slide. And I could definitely answer any questions in regards to our nursing program and some benefits and outcomes as well. And here's a couple other quick bits about our transfer process. We take any and all credits you would have. We take any credits from any regionally accredited institution or university, and we are on the semester system. So just so you're aware, if you are on the quarter system for your previous institution, we definitely take UC and CSU courses, and we do not take any developmental or remedial courses, unfortunately, at USF. And here's some deadlines for spring admission. The application is open. It is due November 1st. We will take your application prior to November 1st, but it will take us a little bit longer if you did not submit it prior to November 1st. And then for fall, our deadline is March 1st, same as November. With the exception of the nursing program, our nursing deadlines are very specific. Like I said, with our program, it's very competitive. But nonetheless, we will still read your application past our deadlines. It will just simply take a little bit longer for us to get back to you. And all we need is your own application through our own self-made application through our website. You can go to our website to find it. And all we need is a transcript. So we don't require letters of recommendation and none of the sort. And here's a little bit about tuition and financial aid. I know I'm short on time, so I'll just cut short, but please use the QR code right there. You can be referenced to our financial aid webpage, where you can see some great resources that our financial aid office is constantly showing to our students and families around to make sure USF is the best financial fit for them. So there we go.
Okay, so it looks like we don't have any questions in the chat. Students who are on viewing, please feel free to ask any questions to these universities. They are available. They got done really quick this time. Get going, guys. So we do have quite a bit of time left. So we want to give our students an opportunity to ask any questions. Any questions? Any questions in the chat? Guess they're a quiet bunch today, but they're. Cindy, do you have a question you might want to ask? Or Kenisha, do you guys have a question you'd like to ask?
No questions for me.
I have a question. What would your students say is the best part about attending your campus?
Other than working with me, it's going to be a tough one. One great thing about our campus is we're really involved with the community. And when you come to an open house, and we always ask, because we know 100% we'll get the answer that we want. We always ask, how many people here were referred to us by somebody in the community, a family, a friend, a current student. And I would say more than a third or 3/4 of the students, I would say about 75%, usually raise their hand, because we're so involved in their community that people know us and people send students to us. And students have the ability to go out and really partner with a lot of organizations that they may not have the ability to do so. If you're familiar with the anti-bias curriculum, it was actually developed by our faculty, and it's actually taught by a lot of schools and a lot of different organizations. We've taken that anti-bias curriculum and actually have expanded it, and we have a number of different, we have symposiums where we have, I didn't know it was possible, but we had about 1,500 people on Zoom for our anti-bias symposium, where we talked about the whole anti-bias curriculum, and then we split it up into teachers using it, and then people like me, parents, and just community members, and how we can use the whole anti-bias theory, in our lives. We've taken that concept into the Pasadena Police Department. We're looking to, go into the Oakland area and really kind of help develop that. And in addition to things like that, when it comes to our internships and our practicum and our teaching hours, we have these built-in relationships with the communities, with organizations, with other schools that allow the students to get a foot in the door of places where they normally may not have the ability to do so. And a lot of times they have that ability to turn that into an actual job afterwards, which we're really excited about. So overall, I think the biggest thing about us would be just the fact that there's such a big community. We only have about 1,200 students in total. We're a small campus, but our footprint is so much bigger based off of our alumni and our partnerships and everything that we develop. A lot of our scholarships for our donor and our institutional scholarships primarily come from our partnerships. So, we don't have tons of money coming in from, federal and state resources. The money that we're able to give to our students are from a lot of the private resources that donate to us. So, and students get the ability to do so, to take advantage of that. So that would be it.
Thank you. We have a couple more questions that came in, and these questions are regarding nursing programs. So I think both San Jose State and USF have nursing. So Winfred wants to know, what is your average GPA for accepted nursing students? And is that the only aspect of the students that you're looking at?
For USF, the average applicant to our program has a GPA of between 3.8, 3.9. GPA isn't the only thing we are looking at. We do look for an actual fit. Just because you have a 4.0 GPA and know the human anatomy doesn't mean you know how to relate to a student or relate to a patient or know how to care for a patient. So there's different aspects of the application that we're looking for. We're looking at your personal statement. We're looking at, we do have one letter of rec that you can submit, not required, but you can submit, and any other experiences you've had. So it's not all just about grades. Like I said, it's a very competitive program. So it is a heavy factor.
I wanted to go back and answer that first question about what makes your campus special or what a student might say. For us, it's about location. I did show that list of companies that our students work at. It's not only on the tech side, but on the business side as well. And also, if you're a foodie, there's tons of places to eat in San Jose if you like boba, all that fun stuff. So I feel like really the location is what sets San Jose State apart. We can visit Justin, right, in just 45 minutes up north, or go down south to Gilroy and do a bunch of fun stuff there. In regards to nursing, if you completed, of course, you have to complete the nursing requirements. What is it, like microbio, public speaking, all that fun stuff. If you completed those courses, you got in with the 3.7 or higher this past term. That number does change depend on the applicant pool that we get, but that was it for the prior term.
Thank you so much for that. Do we have any more questions? I don't see those. Hopefully, that answered Winfred's question about the nursing programs. We all know that nursing is so competitive all over the state. And so we're always looking for opportunities for our students to get referred to various programs. So if we have any students that are interested in IT, anything tech, this is the group of schools you want to ask questions about. So Winfred says, thank you guys. So students, if anybody's out there interested in computers, anything tech, this is a group to ask. We do have students on. So we want to thank all of our reps for all of the great information. If you want to contact any of the schools any further, if you go to the website for the virtual transfer fair, there are contact information there for the universities. So any student that would like to have further contact, please go there or contact your transfer center on campus, and they will be more than happy to assist you in linking up with these universities that you've heard from today. Well, that's it for this session. If you missed any of the reps, we will start this session again at 11 o'clock. This does run every half hour until 1 o'clock. So thank you for joining us. So if you'd like to hear from one of the universities that maybe you came in late, we will be starting this session again at 11. Thank you.
Did we want to get started?
Yes, let's go ahead and get started again. For those of you just joining us on YouTube, our presentations are repeating every half hour. So we'll go ahead and get started again with Pacific Oaks College. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having us here. My name is Amin Maksudi. I'm the Director of Admissions and Outreach at Pacific Oaks College. We're a small nonprofit college located in Pasadena. We also have a campus in San Jose. Our courses are also offered online and as well as offsite. So we have offsite programs ranging at different locations throughout California, from San Diego all the way up to San Francisco. We are a regionally accredited college, and we also have a number of programmatic accreditations as well. We've been around for about 76 years. We started off as a children's school, and then from the children's school, people were really interested in how we taught our teachers. So we ended up training them and then slowly ended up becoming a fully accredited college. Our core values of diversity, respect, inclusion, and social justice are really incorporated into everything that we do, everything from our administration to our programs and to our community involvement. We're really big on student life experiences. If you can see at the bottom, that is a picture of one of our actual classrooms. And the reason that we really focus on life experience is because when you're in a classroom, you're not going to be in a classroom studying and getting lectured to for 4 hours, coming back, taking a test, going back and studying more lectures. We actually don't do any exams in our programs except for math, but we really focus on your life experiences. What we want to do is we want to have discussions about the topics that we are teaching. So a faculty member will talk about whatever the topic is, and for that class, you'll have information from your readings and your research that you do outside of class. And then in class, we're really going to focus on a discussion. And so the discussion will take place because you're going to be able to bring in your life experience and really relate that to what you're learning in the class at that moment. So you're learning from your faculty, you're learning from your readings, but you're also learning from each other because, everyone comes to class with a different life experience. And even though we're all experiencing the same thing, how we experience it is going to be different from student to student. In addition to using your life experience in the classrooms, you can actually earn up to 24 credits or units based off of your work and life experiences. This will help save you time and money with us. We're a Hispanic serving institution. We are also a Yellow Ribbon school, and we definitely support our veterans, active member, and also their families. This is a list of all the bachelor's degree programs that we offer. They're listed in orange. Everything that you see in the bullet points below are the concentrations for each one of those programs. Early child education, human development, business administration, early child education with a teaching credential. So you're actually getting your bachelor's degree and your credential at the same time. And then we also have community psychology and social work. The BSW is the only program that's right now only available online. All the other programs are available online and or on campus. For some of our programs, you can transfer in up to 87 units, which means that you'll have 33 units to complete your degree. We go fall, spring, and summer. So 33 units can be completed in about 4 to 5 semesters. So you're looking about just about a year and a half to complete your master's degree. We're gonna really focus on all of your general education courses and your electives, and also your credit for learning experience to really maximize your unit transfer. That way you have less time in our programs. When it comes to tuition, the tuition is $3.16 an hour for your lower division courses. That's your English, speech, math electives. When you get to your core, we have our upper division, which is $8.55 per hour. For some of our programs, we do have a special tuition rate. For example, those that are in our undergraduate bachelor's program seeking a dual teaching credential, your tuition rate is only $6.84 an hour. For our military, active duty veterans and families, we also have a special rate for them as well. But to help supplement your tuition, we do offer institutional scholarships that are only available to our incoming students. So, we have around 1,200 students on campus. Our last incoming class was about 280 students. We gave about over $100,000 in scholarships to those students. So you can see the amount of money that comes to each student. There's definitely some funds there. A couple of scholarships to point out for our bachelor's in business administration program on campus, and this is only for our on-campus students. You could receive between $10,000 to $25,000. The more units you transfer in, as a matter of fact, the more scholarship you're able to receive. This basically equates to about half of your scholarships. If we have any international students, those that are on an F1 visa, we also have a scholarship for them as well. This is roughly about half of the tuition. For our continuing students, so whatever amount that you get in your first 2 semesters, when you start in your 3rd semester forward, we do have a lot of donor scholarships, and this varies semester to semester, and our continuing students can apply for these scholarships every semester. So even if you receive it in one semester, you can apply for it again next semester. And the application is as simple as filling out a quick application and writing an essay. We do offer financial aid to those that qualify. Our next term is an online term that starts October 25th. And then our next full term starts January 10th. The application fee for both is waived. So if you are interested, just go to apply.pacificoaks.edu. And when you get to the submit the application fee page, you want to go ahead and skip that. And then we'll submit the waiver on your behalf. And that is everything. Thank you for having us.
Hi, folks. My name is Rachel DeVera Miranda, and I'm your representative for San Jose State University, the #1 most transformative university. To kick things off, I want you to get a feel of what the local area is like surrounding downtown San Jose, which is where we are located. Enjoy. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that. We are a part of the CSU system with 23 different campuses. Northernmost is going to be Humboldt all the way down to San Diego. Chances are we have a program in our system that could definitely benefit you or is of your interest. Something that sets the CSU system apart is our hands-on learning opportunities for our students. No matter what program you're in, chances are one of your graduation requirements will be a part of an internship or something of that nature. San Jose State at a glance, we have just under 34,000 students with average class size between 29 to 32 students. Some of our top hiring employers or students work at Amazon, Apple, Cisco, Tesla, all that fun stuff. SJSU is the top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley, the world's high-tech capital. But even though we're in the Silicon Valley, our students are still doing excellent in other fields such as business, right? You can't have engineers running the whole program. You need engineers to help organize and manage as well. Some of our majors include these here. We have 134 to choose from with 110 different concentrations. Major recognition for us includes 6th for business, 4th for engineering, 8th for animation and illustration. If you've seen the movie Luca, the illustrations at the end are done by a San Jose State graduate, which is pretty fun. 4th for aviation and 8th for journalism. To get into San Jose State, you want to make sure you complete 60 semester or 90 quarter units with at least a C- or better. Minimum GPA is a 2.0, but depending on the program, that GPA can go a little bit higher. If you're interested in an impacted program, meaning we have more applicants than seats available, there will be supplemental courses for that major of interest you're interested in applying to. So besides that, you would have to fill out that application. In regards to the 60 semester 90 quarter units, you want to complete the Golden 4 courses, which include Area A1, oral communication like a public speaking course, Area A2, written composition like your English 1A, Area A3, critical thinking like a philosophy course, and Area B4, a college level math beyond Algebra 2. So for you to get into San Jose State, you want to have a qualifying GPA if you have supplemental coursework with the coursework completed. You can find out more on that website there, sgsu.edu/admissions/impaction. And here is the transfer application timeline. Between October 1st through November 30th, some of you will be applying to start for fall 2022. Make sure to fill out that application before then. All you do is just input all the coursework that you take and the grades that you earned. We're not going to look at letters of recommendation or any type of essays. It's literally just data entry into the application. And this application works for any of the 23 CSUs. So you only have to fill it out once, even if you're applying to 4 different CSUs like San Francisco State, Sac State, or San Diego State. Come January 28th, you're going to have to fill out a supplemental application. We want to know, how did this semester go before we make our decision to admit you as a Spartan? Late February to the end of March, we'll notify you of admission. Partial transcripts will be due March 23rd. You'll say yes to being a Spartan and give us your intent to roll by May 1st. Orientation is between June through August, and final transcripts, so we can verify all the courses that you took, are due July 15th. If you are interested in exploring San Jose State more, or even the other CSUs, this is where you will find our application and other exploratory tools to help you decide which CSU is the best fit. Hopefully it's San Jose State, wink, wink. Application is $70. If you do get a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 CSUs for free. The application will open October 1st and close November 30th, and the application is calstate.edu/apply. Last but not least, here is our admissions brochure. So it covers what I covered, but you can go, of course, at your own pace. Feel free to scan that. That will take you there. You can also email us at outreach@sjsu.edu for any general admissions. We also have a live virtual front desk, which I will put in the chat. We're available to you Monday through Friday, and you can work with a student ambassador, ask them any questions about their experience, or depending on the question, you could be connected with an academic counselor or admissions counselor. Anyways, thank you so much for your time, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Oh, okay. I don't have screen sharing access. Apparently, I can get that going. But while my colleagues get that set up, my name is Justin Kemmeray. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm one of the admission counselors here at the University of San Francisco, and I have the pleasure of giving you all some information about USF for this amazing fair. Okay, here we go. Awesome. Thank you so much. Great. So here at USF, one important thing that we love to tell students and families all around when they're thinking of us is that we are a very, very diverse and inclusive community, not just here at USF, but within the city of San Francisco. Here's the kind of a graph of our fall makeup for our fall 2021 class. And as you can see, we're very, very diverse in race, ethnicity, and also very, very diverse in both socioeconomic levels and also religious background, sexual identity, whatever have you. We have students from all walks of life here on our campus, both undergraduate and graduate. And having that added diversity and inclusivity to your student experience really does elevate the social experience you would have on our campus, but also the academic experience you would have as well. Definitely go use that QR code in the corner and you'll be directed to our diversity webpage where you can see more facts and statistics and also some more information about our university. And here's about the academic advantage. Here at USF, we are a private four-year Jesuit Catholic liberal arts college here in the city of San Francisco. And you can use the QR code to see the full list of majors and minors offered. But we have over 40 different majors and over 70 different minors offered for students, really tailored to anyone's academic interests. You can definitely find anything and everything here at USF. Or let me not say anything and everything, but pretty much anything centered towards your academic interests or professional interests at that as well. A couple of the cool things is that we are constantly using the environment around us to your advantage when it comes to your academics. So community engaged learning is something we're very, very passionate about and something that's constantly done throughout your classes here. So putting you in different nonprofit internships or volunteer sites, really to get you use that perspective to bring it back into your classroom and to share amongst your peers. Also, the average class size is about 23. We have a little less than 7,000, or I'm sorry, a little bit less than 6,000 undergraduate students, give or take, depending on the year. So the average class size is about 23. So a really small class sizes and really personalized learning that we love to emphasize when it comes to you being a student on our campus. Really gives you the access to build not just community with your classmates, but also a personal relationship with your professor, because that always does help when it comes to, you going about your academic success on any college campus you go to. And also the Jesuit approach, like I said, we are a Jesuit Catholic university, and we hold our Jesuit, identity near and dear to us, and it's very, very prevalent in everything that you do on our campus. And so definitely go to our website to see some of the ways in which we include the Jesuit identity into your student experience. And nonetheless, let's keep going. So here's a quick snapshot of some amazing companies that have recruited our students for full-time internships and jobs. Here in the city of San Francisco, there's a lot of different professional opportunities across several different fields of work. And here at USF, we definitely have our Career Services Center constantly prepping you from your first day on campus all the way to your last day of graduation. Building workshops, networking opportunities, mentorship opportunities. We have over 200,000 alumni strong just in the Bay Area alone, not to mention the rest of the country and the world. And so a lot of great things that come with being a student within the city of San Francisco and also a student within the Bay Area. And so here's some amazing requirements that we have for our transfer students. Not too big, not too complex. Got to have 24 semester or 36 quarter units at the time of applying. If you don't, that's perfectly still fine. You could apply, but we'll just need to see your high school transcript as well. You need to have a 2.5 cumulative college GPA. We recommend a 3.0, so you're staying more competitive, but nonetheless, 2.5 is the minimum GPA needed to apply. And you need to be in academic good standing. And academic good standing in our eyes is the 2.0 for your most recent semester and your most recent quarter for your most recent institution. And we have no prerequisite courses for any of the majors offered on our campus. Once you're admitted to the university, then you're admitted into major, with the exception of our nursing program. Here are some prerequisite requirements that we have for our nursing program, some courses that we need to see on your transcript, at least done or in progress, and some a little bit added requirements specifically for our nursing students. But nonetheless, can definitely answer any questions in regards to the nursing program if you have any. And also some a little more tidbit information about credits. We take any and all credits from any college, regionally accredited college or university that you're coming from. We also are on the semester system. So if you're on a quarter system, there is a bit of math you need to do to equate that. And we do take any UC, CSU transferable courses, but we do not take any remedial or vocational courses such as firefighting or any type of any type of remedial course, if you will. And I could talk with anyone who has questions about that as well. And here's some dates and deadlines. To transfer to USF, we can only find our application on our website, nowhere else. And then all we need is your college transcripts and official transcripts. We can take any unofficial at this time, but should you be admitted, we definitely will require any official transcripts. And here's some dates and deadlines. You can go to the QR code and scan them for more specific dates and deadlines. But nonetheless, we do accept your application after our deadlines, with the exception of nursing and engineering, because of how strict and competitive the programs are. But it would take you a little bit longer to hear back from us should you apply past our deadlines. But nonetheless, here they are. You can get more information from our website. And here's some information about tuition and financial aid. We do recognize that a pretty expensive school in a very, very expensive city, but nonetheless, we have an amazing financial aid office that does great work trying to work with our students and families around to make sure that USF is the best financial fit for anyone considering us as a university. We'll stop sharing and open it up for all questions for me and my colleagues.
We have a question in the chat from Adana. She would like to know, does USF have a political science major? What opportunities do those students have?
Yeah, so we do have a political science major. Some amazing opportunities as well is you have access to a lot of great networking opportunities. We have several different campus partnerships with several different types of nonprofit work. If you want to use politics to go into law, we have a lot of partnerships with different law firms. We also have our own law school too. And on top of that, you do get your own access to research opportunities as well when it comes to the politics department. both for class credit or otherwise. And also a lot of the faculty at USF are also doing their own research on the side of teaching. So you could also help them with their projects as well. So a lot of great research opportunities, networking opportunities, and just access to different mentorship within the political science program, and a lot of different ways in which we guide you onto how to use political science to your advantage postgraduate.
San Jose State has political science as well. One of the nice opportunities is in regards to internships. They're scattered throughout the Bay Area, even in walking distance. San Jose City Hall is across the street, basically like a 5-minute walk, which is pretty neat. So if you're looking for those opportunities and internship experience, like I mentioned, the CSU is a hands-on learning experience. So if you are a hands-on learner, you definitely would want to check us out as well.
I don't know that we have,
We have one more
okay, great.
from Santiago. He wants to know, does USF have an accelerated program where you can earn an MBA within 5 years?
So I do believe we have an accelerated program through management. I'm not sure what exact what the pathway is towards it. For transfer students specifically, a lot of our undergraduate pathways or accelerated programs do go through the freshman, high school senior side. But it is a possibility to do it through a transfer student as well. But I would recommend going to the website, or we can connect offline. You can give me your email information or whatnot. I can try and get you the resources to get that answer for you.
Although San Jose State does not have an accelerated program, a lot of our students do our bachelor's program and then go into our master's program. And as I mentioned earlier, our business program is ranked 6th best college for business majors in the nation. Lots of opportunities, again, being in the Silicon Valley.
Thank you. And one last question. How is the housing for USF, and are there certain requirements to be met? I think this is a great question for all our reps on here today.
So we do have housing available for transfer students. It is somewhat limited, as housing in SF in general is pretty competitive, but nonetheless, we do offer on-campus housing for transfer students. There is an application for it. Should you be admitted to the university, we highly recommend you apply for it should you need on-campus housing. But nonetheless, it is a possibility, and our financial aid office does work with students to try and figure out how to supplement the costs too as well when it comes to adding that to your account.
So we also have housing on campus for any students that are interested. It's not mandatory, but the application is due, priority application, May 1st, I believe. So option there.
Amin, would you like to answer the question about housing?
I'm sorry, we don't offer housing.
Okay, well, thanks everyone. Those are all the questions from our students. Kathy, did you have any more questions?
No, I didn't. Thank you so much. And again, we will start this another session at 11:30. If any of you would like to, students who would like to join us, if you didn't hear from any of the reps, we will start this session again at 11:30. And it looks like we might have another university. USC might be joining us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. If you're just joining us, we're going to get started again with our presentations. We have Jennifer Cox, who just joined us from USC, so she'll also be presenting. But we'll go ahead and get started with Pacific Oaks. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we'll get to them after everyone presents.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having us here. My name is Amin Maksudi. I'm the Director of Admissions and Outreach here at Pacific Oaks College. We're a nonprofit, small private college located in Pasadena with another campus in San Jose. We also offer our programs online, and then we also do off-sites where we offer bachelor completion and master's programs throughout the community, everywhere from down in San Diego all the way up north to San Francisco and beyond. We've been around for about 76 years. We started off as a children's school, and that children's school is actually doing fairly well and still going active. And our core values of diversity, respect, inclusion, and social justice are things that you find throughout our staff. We're definitely a diverse group of staff. Our students are our programs, our outreach within the community. These are core values that we take everywhere that we go. We really focus on the students' life experiences in a couple of ways. The first is, as you can see in the picture down there, that's actually a picture of one of our classrooms, and those are our students. And what we do is we ask students to really bring in their life experiences into the classroom. We don't offer any exams except for our math class, but when you're in our courses, you're not going to be doing midterms and finals. The focus will be on your presentations and your discussion. So you're going to learn from your teacher. You're going to learn from your readings and research, but you're also going to learn from each other because you'll really be able to see how each one of us experience the different things that's going on, whether it's within the community or it's something that you're currently reading in your class. The other area that we focus with your life experience is what we call CLE, which is credit for learning from experience. This allows you to earn up to 24 units based off of your work experiences. So this will give you an opportunity to pay less in terms of tuition, but also be able to graduate sooner. We are recognized as a Hispanic serving institution from the Department of Education. Last October, we received a $2.5 million grant that allowed us to develop our brand new Student Success Center, where we offer coaching, tutoring. We have a lending library where you can get books. You can also get laptops and computer. If you need a computer for a semester, we can loan you a laptop for the semester. We are a Yellow Ribbon program, and we're definitely supporting our veterans, our active military, and their families. Different programs that we offer for our bachelor's program are highlighted in orange and underlined: early child education, human development, business administration, early child education with a teaching credential, where you can actually earn your teaching credential and get bachelor's at the same time. And then we offer community psychology, and our only online program is the social work. So it's a bachelor's in social work. You can see that with the green bullet points, those are our concentrations for some of our bachelor's programs. So you can get your degree in early childhood education with a focus in trauma or active learning across lifespan in human development. So you can see you can definitely take your education and broaden it. Some of our programs, you can maximally transfer in up to 87 units. So that leaves 33 units to complete your degree. And depending on the number of units that you can take, that could be completed in a year, just about a year and a half. We go fall, spring, and summer. So you'll be able to take courses throughout the year. Tuition at our program is $360 per unit for all of our lower division courses. So that's anything that you might be able to transfer in from community college. English, speech, math, science, your general education electives, those will be $360. Your upper division or your core courses, including the concentration, will be $855 a unit. And then some of our programs, like the bachelor's with the dual credential, we offer it at a lower tuition rate. We also offer a special tuition rate for our military, active duty, veterans, and families. We also have a list of scholarships that are available for our incoming students. These scholarships are extremely easy to apply for. It's as easy as just filling out a simple application and submitting it. The scholarships that you see right there get split up between your first 2 semesters. And then in your 3rd semester and moving on, you can apply to what we call the donor scholarships, which are only for our continuing ed students. And you can apply for the donor scholarships every semester. The fall semester that we just started in the end of August, we had about 280 students, and we handed out over $100,000 in scholarships to those students. So you can see it's a good amount of money that our students are able to receive. Financially, it is available to everyone that qualifies. We have a strong financial aid team and also a financial aid coordinator that can actually sit down with you and help you plan out your finances. The next term that we are accepting applications for is the fall semester, actually our second half of the fall semester, which is our online courses that starts October 25th. And then our full semester in spring starts January 10th. Application fee is actually waived for both. So when you complete your application online and you get to the fee section, you just submit it without paying that fee, and we'll submit your waiver with that. And that's Pacific Oaks. If you have any questions, let me know.
Hi, folks. My name is Rachel De Vera Miranda. I am your representative for San Jose State University. To kick things off, I'd like to go ahead and show you a quick video that lets you know a little about the surrounding area of San Jose. Enjoy. So hopefully you enjoyed that. There's a lot of different opportunities. You saw the event center. Bruno Mars played there before. We have a ton of eateries. So if you're a foodie, everything's within walking distance, which is pretty neat. We are part of the CSU system that has 23 campuses. Northernmost is going to be Humboldt all the way down to San Diego. Chances are we do have a study you are interested in within our campuses. One thing that sets the CSU apart is our hands-on learning opportunities for our students. To look at San Jose specifically, we have just under 34,000 students enrolled, but don't worry about that. Average class sizes are going to be 29 students to 32 students. In regards to how we assist our students, we have an excellent career center, which has our students do internships, which leads them into these job opportunities that you're seeing on screen. You might recognize Amazon, Apple, Cisco, Western Digital, the SAP Center, all that fun stuff. SJSU is the top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley, the world's high-tech capital. We have over 134 different majors with 110 concentrations. Here's a short little snippet of that. I did put one of our brochures in the chat if you want to check out the entire list. Also has helpful admissions information. Some major recognition we have is 6th best college for business majors in the nation for business, 4th for engineering, 8th for animation and illustration. If you saw the new Pixar movie, Luca, the little illustrations done at the end credits were actually done by a San Jose State alum. An aviation program, number 4, journalism at 8th. In regards to the admissions requirements, we're looking to you to have completed 60 semester or 90 quarter units before you start. So you have until the end of the spring term if you're applying for fall 2022 to earn these units with at least a C- or better. Minimum GPA is a 2.0. Depending on the major you're interested in, there might be additional coursework we recommend that you take to be a more competitive applicant. These are called supplemental courses. And last but not least, we need you to fill out that SJSU supplemental application. Part of the 60 semester or 90 quarter units we need you to complete are the A1, A2, A3, and B4 courses. A1 is oral communication like public speaking. Area A2 is written composition like your English 1A. Critical thinking is a philosophy course. And then area B4 is college level math beyond algebra 2. Also, We need you to have a qualifying GPA and complete that supplemental coursework that I mentioned. You can find out about the courses we're talking about, depending on the major you might be interested in, at sjsu.edu/admissions/impaction. So impaction is when we have more qualified applicants and seats available. Therefore, we need you to complete additional coursework so we can kind of rank you and see who gets in. The application timeline is as follows. Starting October 1st, which is fairly soon, very exciting if you're applying for fall 2022, you're going to apply on our Cal State Apply website, which I'll show you in the next slide. You're going to get a supplemental application. So basically we need to know how well you did in the fall and what grades did you get, because we want to look at that before we send our admissions decisions, which come out late February to the end of March. We're going to ask for partial transcripts. And then hopefully you'll say yes to San Jose State on or before May 1st if you're offered admission. You'll go to orientation. And last but not least, we do verify final transcripts. So those are due on July 15th. If you'd like to learn more about the other CSUs or check out San Jose State in depth, this is our general website, calstate.edu/apply. Each application is $70. If you do qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 applications for free. In regards to admission, we're really just looking at what coursework did you complete and what GPA did you get. If you do have supplemental courses, how many of those courses did you complete? We do not take letters of recommendation or essays. It's literally data entry, you putting the data of the courses you earned and what grades you got into our application. And that pretty much concludes my presentation. Feel free to scan this barcode. I did also put some resources in the chat. If you want to keep in touch with us, that first link is a little Google form just so we can invite you to our upcoming events. But besides that, thank you so much.
Awesome. 1 second here. Okay, welcome. My name is Justin Nkemmer. I'm one of the admission counselors here at USF. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I have the pleasure of giving you all some information about USF at this amazing fair. So USF, we're a private 4-year Jesuit Catholic university centered in the geographical center of the city of San Francisco. And if you look on this slide, something we're constantly telling students and families all around when thinking of us is seeing how diverse and inclusive we are as a community and as a student body. And we're much more diverse than just, by race and ethnicity. We're also diverse in socioeconomic levels, religious identity, sexual identity, whatever have you. There's really a community for everyone here at USF and on our campus, and you can really just find your niche of people when a student here. And also too, if you use the QR code, you'll be referenced to our website where it has more facts and statistics about our diversity and our commitment to our diversity as well. So a couple things about our academics. So we have over 40 different majors offered to our students on our campus and over 70 different minors. Pretty much anyone can get into any of their professional interests through our majors. A couple things to note is, for one, community engaged learning. Here at USF, we are constantly using the Bay Area and the city of San Francisco to your academic advantage. So through class credit or otherwise, we're definitely placing you in different nonprofit internships or volunteer sites to bring your experience back there, to bring it to your classroom. And share with the overall class and your professor, and which leads me into the fact that we have really small class sizes here at US. The student body is really about less than 6,000 undergraduate students, give or take, depending on the year. So with the fact that you have small class sizes really gives you the ability to have that discussion-led instead of lecture-based classroom experience, but then also too, giving you the ability to build community with your peers in the classroom, and also building a personal relationship with the professor. As we've seen, that really does help uplift the academic experience you have as a student on our campus. And also, like I said, we are a Jesuit university. We hold our Jesuit identity near and dear to us with our mission and values, and it is very prevalent in your academic experience at USF. And so I can definitely answer any questions in regards to the Jesuit experience and what that means for you as a student on our campus. And so here's a quick snapshot of some amazing companies that have recruited our students for full-time internships and jobs. Here in the city of San Francisco, there's so many different professional opportunities that lie for you and so many different fields of work that we have the adequate resources and faculty and staff to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success postgraduate. From your first day on our campus all the way to the last. Our Career Services Center and all the specific majors and departments here on our campus are constantly pushing you toward accomplishing different internships, job offers, networking opportunities, and mentorship opportunities, as we do have over 200,000 alumni strong just within the Bay Area alone, not to mention the rest of the country and the world. So a lot of different opportunities for you to get, the best job and the best institution possible, and a lot of different ways in which we're preparing you for your success postgraduate. And so here's some requirements about how to transfer to USF. We need to see at least 24 semester or 36 quarter units or credits at the time of applying. If you have less than that, that's perfectly fine. You can still apply, but we'll need to see your high school transcript as well. The minimum GPA needed is 2.5, but we recommend a 3.0 so you're staying more competitive. But at the end of the day, 2.5 is the minimum. And you need to be in academic and disciplinary good standing. Academic good standing in our eyes is the 2.0 GPA for your most recent semester or quarter for your most recent institution. And disciplinary good standing, meaning we're not hearing anything crazy from your previous institution and seeing it on your application. And we have no prerequisite courses or prerequisite requirements for any of our majors on our campus, with the exception of nursing and engineering. So should you be admitted to the university, you're admitted into the major of your choice. And speaking of nursing, here are some requirements for our nursing major. A top 30 program within the country, a lot of different rigorous things going on in the program. Definitely very competitive, but definitely worth your while. And we do have some prerequisite courses that we do need to see done or in progress at the time of you applying to our nursing program. But nonetheless, here are some requirements, and I could definitely answer any questions in regards to that as well too. And then some other information about credits. Here at USF, we take any and all credits that you have coming in. There is no limit. We do, but although they need to be coming from a regionally accredited college or university, we are on the semester system. So if you are coming from a quarter system, there is a little bit of math to translate for your credits. But otherwise than that, we do take UC and CSU transferable courses. We do take IGETC as well too. Although we do not take any developmental or remedial courses, to our university. And I can definitely answer any questions in regards to that as well. And so here's some dates and deadlines. For our application, you are now you can only find our application through our website. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. We don't need to see any letters of recommendation or anything of that sort. Just need your college transcripts and and when it comes to transcripts, they don't need to be official at the time of applying. They can definitely be unofficial, but should you be admitted, we definitely will need an official transcript. And some deadlines for spring admission. November 1st is the deadline, and for fall is March 1st. But nonetheless, if you do have the chance to submit after the deadline, we'll still take your application, but it will take us a little bit longer to get back to you. And then here's some information about financial aid and tuition. We do recognize that we are a pretty expensive institution in a very city, but nonetheless, our financial office is actually doing amazing work to try and figure out if USF is the best financial fit for our students and families around. So I can definitely answer any questions in regards to that, but I will turn it over to my colleagues. I think you're muted. Yep, there you go.
Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer. I'm with the University of Southern California. I was over in room 17. We had some technical issues getting onto the YouTube, so I will be joining this group of lovely folks for the next few rounds. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. We've got a QR code up in the corner for you if you wouldn't mind using your phone and filling out that form for us, just so that we have you in our system and you're sure to be updated on all of our important correspondence. But to kick things off, I'll tell you a little bit about our school. So we are a large private research institution located in sunny Southern California, just a couple miles south of downtown Los Angeles. We have about 46,500 students total, and about 20,000 of those are our undergraduates. We do keep a small student to faculty ratio of just 8:1, as well as a small average class size of 26. And there are over 150 majors and minors that you can choose from, spread across 19 different professional schools. In addition to those majors and minors, we also have pre-professional programs such as pre-law, pre-med, et cetera, that you can actually just tack on to whatever majors you're pursuing. About 1,400 incoming transfers come to our campus each year. So about a quarter of our student population are made up of transfer students. So if you decide to transfer to USC, you will definitely not be alone. A few important pieces of information to keep in mind. We have some deadlines for you. So December 1st is a deadline for a number of our talent-based programs, which are listed here on the slide. And then February 15 is the general transfer deadline. We have one application cycle each year. So if you're applying to USC, you will be applying with the intention of enrolling in the following fall. We also have a financial aid deadline of March 2nd. Couple hard requirements that we need from every single transfer is to meet our minimum math requirement. Essentially, if you've taken Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2 in high school and gotten C's or higher in every semester, then you've met that. But let's say maybe you had C minuses or below in some of your semesters in those math classes. You can actually take intermediate algebra at the college level with a C or higher and meet that. or if you've taken math beyond algebra 2, pre-calc, calculus, etc., and earned a C or higher, that's another way to meet that math requirement. We also need you to meet our lower division writing requirement. So essentially a class that's equivalent to our Writing 130 course. Most community colleges typically have a class sequence for their lower division writing for kind of a freshman English experience. Those will usually meet it, but you can always double check with your USC counselor to make sure that you've got that requirement down. Now, in our application process, we don't have a minimum GPA, no cutoffs in our process, but we hope to see that you're doing well in your courses. The average GPA for our admitted transfers last year was a 3.7, but again, that's by no means a cutoff or a minimum requirement. We hope to see that you have about 30 transferable units completed or in progress by the time you apply. So you can be in your first year when you're applying to transfer to USC. If you have fewer than that, we may need to look at your high school work and kind of weigh that into our admission decision. But if you've got those 30 transfers done or in progress at the time you apply, we won't really need to consider your high school performance. We also hope to see that you're making appropriate progress towards general education classes and any major related courses, as well as enrolling full-time, so about 14 to 16 units per term. The things that you'll be submitting to us, we have the Common Application. We are a Common App only school, and we do offer fee waivers if it will be a financial hardship for you to apply. We also need to see your final high school transcript with your date of graduation. This is for everyone, even if you have over 30 units already. And then the official transcripts for all of the colleges that you've attended. Even if it was just one class at one school, we need to see all of those transcripts. So make sure to include fall of 2021 and winter 2021 if available or if applicable. You can send those all to etrans@usc.edu. Now, some of our majors do require additional materials like an online portfolio or an extra essay, so make sure to submit those if it's required of your major. For any international applicants, we do need to see an English proficiency exam as well as a financial statement showing that you are able to support yourself financially for 1 year at USC. Now, some resources to keep in mind. It's definitely a complex process, the transfer process. So I highly recommend attending a transfer info session. You can just go to our admission website and sign up for a virtual session. We are virtual for our admission presentations right now. And that will kind of go through a lot more detail of the transfer process, and you'll be able to ask questions and really understand a bit more comprehensively what we're asking of you in our transfer process. Additionally, we have a transfer brochure located at uscadmission.link/transfer. The articulation agreements with all of the California community colleges are available online, essentially just showing you all of the classes that are guaranteed to transfer to USC. Our academic departments are always happy to talk with you if you have specific questions about your intended major, and also financial aid. That's another important part of the application process. Our financial aid office is available for questions. You can reach them at the phone number or on the website listed below. Now, in terms of finding your specific USC counselor, I'm actually covering this event for some colleagues, and I do not work with Inland Empire Community Colleges, but if you just visit this link or just Google USC Find My Counselor, you can type in the name of your primary institution and find your specific counselor there. If you've taken classes at more than one community college, you can just choose whichever school you've taken the most units at or the one that you've most recently attended. Additionally, a couple QR codes listed on the bottom. We've got the link to our transfer brochure as well as the general transfer application overview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. We have a few questions in the chat. The first one is from Jessica. She would like to know for Pacific Oaks, what class schedule options do you offer for working students? And is the business program in class only or online as well?
So all of our ground-based classes are offered evenings and weekends. So for all of our students, I mean, I would say 99% of our students are working adults with families and other, responsibilities. So we build our courses around those schedules. Classes start between 6 and 7 in the evenings, and then on the weekends, they're usually every other weekend or every third weekend, depending on the course itself. The business administration program is available both online and on campus. However, the scholarship is only available for our on-campus students. So if you're interested in learning about the program, we can definitely get you more information about it. But yeah, all of our courses are built for working adults and their evening and or weekends.
Thank you. The next question is for San Jose State. Do you guarantee or have options for transfer housing?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that first part? Do you?
Sure. Do you guarantee or do you have options for transfer housing?
Yes, we do have options for transfer housing. Typically, the earlier you apply, the better. Our housing is open now, and it's not completely full, but we are taking a lot of COVID precautions. So we want to make sure that you all have an option to live on campus.
And our last question is for USC. Says, I am interested in USC Marshall School of Business. If accepted, what does the program schedule look like? Day, nights, weekends, online?
Great question. So pretty much all of our classes are in person. And with the Marshall School of Business for an undergraduate degree, the majority of your courses will be during the day. I believe that the latest classes that they offer might be that 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. slot. If you actually go online, you can Google USC Marshall School of Business Bachelor of Science, and you can see kind of a sample course layout for what your four or so years, maybe in your case two, might look like with the USC Marshall School of Business. You can also see a full list of classes offered for that major.
We have actually one more question for you, Jennifer. Do you have housing available for transfer students, and what are the max units accepted for the business students?
Sure. So for housing, we do not guarantee it for transfer students, but you can still apply for housing through our housing office. We actually find that a lot of transfers prefer to seek out their own housing independent from USC. So the surrounding area, primarily north and west of our campus, is made up of independent housing. So oftentimes students will share a house with each other or an apartment. And a lot of times transfers like a little bit more independence with that rather than living in a USC building with an RA. And then in terms of, I'm so sorry, what was the second part of that question?
Second part says, what are the max units accepted for the business students?
Yeah, so the maximum number of units that any transfer can bring in is 64. And if you already have more than that, we'll essentially just prioritize the units that will bring you to graduation faster.
Thank you. So it looks like that's all the questions that we have in the chat. So thank you for joining us. We will repeat presentations again in a few minutes. Looks like in about 3 minutes.
Okay, we want to thank you all for joining us today. We are getting ready to start another session. So for those of you who don't know, we do have that USC has joined us as well. And so we will start our sessions. And so you all representatives have the floor.
All right. I have to apologize in my advance. My coworker keeps barking, so if you hear him barking in the background, my apologies. My name is Amin Maksudi. I'm the Director of Admissions and Outreach here at Pacific Oaks College. We are a small private nonprofit college located in Pasadena. We also have a campus in San Jose. We also do our programs online, and then we have offsite programs where we bring our bachelor's completion and master's within the community. We started as a children's school 76 years ago, and we've been going fairly strong ever since. We really focus on our 4 core values of diversity, respect, inclusion, and social justice, and that permeates throughout our entire, whether it's our academic, our administration, who we are. You can see all of our programs and all of our partnerships really focus on the 4 core values that are there. We emphasize our students' life experiences because we ask them to use their life experience in the classroom. Our classrooms, as you can see, as picture below, is not like a traditional classroom. We don't do 4 hours of lecture and then expect you to take a midterm and a final. We actually don't have any exams in our programs except for math. But other than that, what you're going to be doing is going to be having discussions. Your projects and presentations will be based off of your experiences in relation to whatever the topic is that you're learning. So you'll learn from your faculty, from your readings, but you're also really focused on learning from each other because we all have different experiences as we go through. Your life experiences can also be used, work and life experience can also be used to earn you up to 24 credits, which will save you time and money with our programs. We are recognized as a Hispanic serving institution, and we earned a $2.5 million grant back in October that will allow us to start a student success center. We're a yellow ribbon program, so we definitely support our military. You can see a list of all of our programs that are offered here. We have our bachelor's degrees that are listed, everything from early child education to business administration and social work. We do have a early child education with a teaching credential program, and that allows you to get your bachelor's degree and your credential at the same time. For some of our programs, you can earn up to 87 units. That would be human development. For things like the early child education, it's about 79 units, and then early child education with the credential is about 60 units. So we're really going to focus on your transfer and get you in and out as soon as possible. As a private college, we do offer a lot of scholarships. You can see the tuition that's for the lower division and the upper division. So our scholarships that you see there are all for our incoming students. We brought in about 280 students and given over $100,000 in scholarships this last semester. Financial aid is available to anyone that qualifies. Our next term starts October 25th. And then we also have another term that is our spring term that starts in January. So if you are interested, the application fee is waived for both. And just go to our website, and when you complete the application and get to the end, just go ahead and skip that site, the application fee, and we'll go ahead and waive it for you. Thank you.
Hi, folks. My name is Rachel DeVera Miranda, and I will be your representative from San Jose State University. Let me go ahead and pull my presentation up. And what I'm going to do is start with a little video that gives you a feel of what the area is like for downtown San Jose, which is where San Jose State is located. I hope you all enjoy it. hope you enjoyed that little video. I did throw some important and helpful links in the chat if you would like to check them out. One of them does go over our admissions brochure, housing, financial aid, and all that fun stuff. But San Jose State is a part of the CSU system. There's 23 different campuses. Northernmost is going to be Humboldt all the way down to San Diego. Something that sets the CSU system apart is we are a high quality hands-on learning institution. So if you're a hands-on learner, you definitely want to check us out. About San Jose State specifically, we have just under 34,000 students. But don't worry about that. Average class size is 29 to 32 students. These are our top hiring employers that our Career Center, which is absolutely fabulous on campus, helps connect our students with these hands-on learning opportunities and internships and jobs after they graduate. You might recognize some of them: Apple, Amazon, Western Digital, Tesla. SJSU is a top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley, the world's high-tech capital. Here are some of our majors. We have over 134 to choose from with 110 different concentrations. The full list is in one of the links that I sent down there. Also, if you can sign in for me on that first link so we can keep in touch and tell you more about our other admissions events happening. Going back to majors, here's some of our major recognition. Recently, we were ranked number 4th best college for engineering majors in the nation, which is pretty impressive. In regards to requirements, we're looking at you completing 60 semester or 90 quarter units with at least a C- or better. Minimum GPA is a 2.0, depending on the major you're interested in transferring into. There might be additional courseworks for you to complete that make you a more competitive applicant. More specifically, part of that 60 semester or 90 quarter units we need you to complete includes the 4 basic skills courses, also known as Area A1, oral communication like a public speaking course, Area A2, written composition, such as the second level of that, or English 1A, Area A3, critical thinking, and Area B4, college math beyond algebra 2. And you just want to make sure you have a qualifying GPA, and depending on that major you choose, there might be additional coursework. To look at these full list, everything is online, including last year's admissions results. So you can see where you are in regards to if you applied last year, if you would have gotten in or not. You can go to sjsu.edu/admissions/impaction. In regards to the transfer application timeline, you would apply October 1st through November 30th. What's nice about us is we do have a live virtual front desk open Monday through Friday, so that student ambassadors as well as admission counselors can help you out with the application if you have any questions. We want to know how you did in the fall when you're done with the grades you're taking now. So that's going to be reported on the supplemental application. Late February to the end of March, we'll notify you of the admissions decisions. You'll send us partial transcripts. You'll let us know you want to be a San Jose State Spartan by May 1st. Orientation happens between June and August. And last but not least, we do verify everything, and we want you to send in your final transcripts to us by July 15th. If you'd like to check out other CSU campuses, this is the website here. Also, it's the website to apply, which you'll be doing soon. The online application costs $70 per application. If you do qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 CSUs for free. In regards to admissions, we're not taking a look at letters of recommendation or essays. It's literally putting in what courses did you take and how well did you do in them. Once again, in the chat, I'd love to keep in touch with you. If you can fill out that first link for me that I did send, we can send you more information on admission. If you want to, you can scan this QR code to our steps to admission. Instead of me talking really quickly, trying to cover everything, you can go at your own pace, which I absolutely love. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at outreach@sjsu.edu. Now let's go ahead and travel up north and check out Justin.
Thanks, Rachel. Give me 1 second while I share my screen, folks. Awesome. Okay, my name is Justin Nkemere. I'm one of the admission counselors here at the University of San Francisco. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I have the pleasure of giving you all some information about USF for this amazing fair today. So, a couple things to note. University of San Francisco, we are a private 4-year Jesuit Catholic college centered in the located in the center of the city of San Francisco. One important fact that we always love to tell students and families around when thinking of us is that we've recently been ranked first for the most diverse college campus in America, both racially and ethnically. And we're actually much more diverse than just race and ethnicity. As you can see on the bottom of the screen, we are very diverse in socioeconomic levels, also religious identity, sexual identity, whatever have you. We have students from all different walks of life here at USF, which definitely adds to the student experience that we have on our campus. And you can use the QR code in the corner to be referenced to our website for our commitment to diversity and some other facts and statistics about our university as well. And so the academic advantage. So here at USF, we have over 40 different majors offered to students and over 7 different minors. You can really find anything centered for your own professional interest while a student on our campus. Community engaged learning is really a phrase we love to use to really emphasize the fact that we are using the environment as your classroom, the environment around us as your classroom. So really taking advantage of some of the campus partnerships that we have, different nonprofits, different organizations that work with our university, and take our students for different internships or volunteer opportunities, using that experience that you get from there and bring it back into the classroom to share with your peers. Because we are a mid-sized level university, a little less than 6,000 undergraduate students, give or take, depending on the year. So we have really small class sizes. So really having that discussion-based learning really does elevate the academic discussion, and having such global perspectives bouncing around and different experiences bouncing around in the classroom really does ultimately add to the academic discussion being had. And also with our Jesuit approach, here as a Jesuit school, we are just one of 28 different Jesuit colleges across America. But as a Jesuit university, we are tasked with, giving you the necessary skills, tools, and knowledge to, pursue whatever professional career you want to pursue post-grad, but also making sure you're getting the necessary skills, tools, and knowledge to better help your community, whoever they might be and wherever they might be. And that's really where we lie as a Jesuit mission, as a Jesuit university, and where our mission and values rely for our students. And you can use the QR code to get more information about our majors and minors, and also about the Jesuit approach to your education. So here's a quick snapshot about some amazing companies that have come to take our students for full-time internships and jobs. Here in San Francisco, the professional opportunities lie for you everywhere and anywhere. There's several different opportunities, and being centrally located in the city of San Francisco gives you the access to explore, have fun, and see what the city has to offer, especially in terms of professional opportunities that lie within the city and the Greater Bay Area. And so you could definitely use a QR code and be referenced to our career services website, where you'll see some amazing resources and amazing events that they're constantly throwing to students, specifically our transfer students, to make sure that we're well prepared for their career postgraduate. And so here's some requirements for our transfer process. We take 24 semester or 36 quarter units at the time of applying. If you don't have that much at the time, totally fine. We'll just need to see your high school transcript as well with your application. You need to have a minimum of a 2.5 cumulative college GPA. We recommend having a 3.0 so you're staying more competitive, but at the end of the day, the minimum GPA is 2.5. And you need to be in academic and disciplinary good standing. Academic good standing in our eyes is a 2.0 for the most recent semester and most recent quarter, for the most recent institution. And disciplinary good standing, meaning we're not hearing anything crazy from your previous institutions. And there are no prerequisite courses for any of the majors or programs that we have offered, with the exception of nursing and engineering. So if you're admitted into the university, then you're admitted to the major of choice. Speaking of nursing, here are some requirements for our nursing program, top 30 program in the country, very, very competitive, very, very rigorous, but definitely worth your while. And like I said, we do have some prerequisite courses for our nursing program. These courses need to be done either done or in progress at the time of you applying, and with the be or better in the last 7 years. So Deb can answer any question about our nursing program and some outcomes too as well. And a couple more information about our credits and how they will transfer to USF. We take any and all credits you have as a student. There's no limit, and as long as they're coming from a regionally accredited college or university, then they will transfer to USF with no problem whatsoever. We are also on the semester system, so if you're coming from a quarter school, then there is a bit of math to be involved, but nonetheless, you can. That's the equivalent. And we do take any UC, CSU transferable courses. We also have at GETC as well, and we have different articulation agreements with different community colleges within the state of California. And so you can definitely go to our website to see more information about that and what specific courses you could take at your specific community college here in California that can transfer to USF. And we do not, unfortunately, take any remedial or developmental courses for transfer credit. And some dates and deadlines, spring admission is November 1st for the deadline, fall admission is March 1st. You can apply after the deadlines, but it will take us slightly a bit longer for us to get back to you should you apply after the deadlines. And for our transfer application, you can find our application on our own website, where nowhere else to be found. And for college transcripts, we will accept any unofficial transcripts you have when applying, but should you be admitted, we will need official transcripts from you. And here's some information about tuition and financial aid. We do recognize that we are a very expensive school in a very expensive city, but nonetheless, our financial aid office does a great job working with students and families around, trying to make sure that USF is the best financial fit for them and their university and their college choice. We're also a Pell Grant eligible school and also California Dream Act institution. And we do have need-based financial aid and merit awards. And you can go to our website to see the merit scholarships that we do offer for transfer students specifically. And so I will stop talking and turn it over to my colleague at USC.
Thanks so much, Justin. Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer. I'm with the University of Southern California, or USC. Go ahead and pull up my slides for you. All right, so before we get started, we've got a QR code up in the corner. If you could go ahead and use that and fill out our forms that we've got you on our mailing list, and you will receive all of the important information that you need, or you can visit uscadmission.link/cf to access that form. All right, so to kick us off, give you a little bit of information about USC. We are a large private research institution located just 2 miles south of downtown Los Angeles. We have about 46,500 students total, and about 20,000 of those are our undergraduates. We've got an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so there are a lot of USC students, but there are also a lot of faculty members on campus ready to teach your classes, to hold office hours for you, etc. And we've got a pretty small average class size for a school of our size, about 26 is our average. We have over 150 different majors and minors available to you across 19 different professional schools, and students often love to combine different majors or maybe majors and minors, so that's definitely a possibility for you as well. We have about 1,400 incoming transfers each year, so about a quarter of our undergraduate population are made up of transfers. So if you decide to transfer to USC, you will definitely not be alone. Some important pieces of information to keep in mind. We have one admission cycle each year, so everyone who applies will be in consideration for the following fall semester. December 1st, 2021 is the deadline for a lot of our arts-based, talent-based majors listed here on the slide. And then February 15 is the deadline for everyone else. If you're applying for financial aid, which I highly recommend, you would have until March 2nd to get your FAFSA and CSS profile in. A couple hard requirements that we do have: minimum math. So we want to make sure that you are prepared to take your classes at USC. Because we have a general education system, you will most likely be taking some sort of math or science class, and you want to make sure that you succeed in that. So if you've taken Algebra 1, Geometry, or Algebra 2 in high school and you received a C or higher in every semester of those classes, or if you went further than that and took Pre-Calc or Calculus with a C or higher in every semester, you've met our minimum math. If that's not the case for you, as long as you've taken intermediate algebra with a C or higher at the college level, then you will have met our minimum math. We also do have a lower division writing requirement. So all of the California community colleges do have a class or maybe an assortment of classes that will meet this lower division writing requirement. So we ask that you have either completed that or have it in progress at the time that you apply. Some strong recommendations that we have for you. In our admission process, we don't have any cutoffs or minimum requirements, but typically our students are earning more A's than B's who are successfully transferring to USC, avoiding C's or below, avoiding a history of W's. We would hope to see about 30 transferable units completed or in progress by the time you apply. Not a hard requirement again, but if you have those 30 units in progress by the time you're applying, we won't need to consider your high school performance. We also hope to see that you are making appropriate progress towards your general education classes or any major related courses recommended on a department by department basis. And we also hope to see that you are enrolled full-time, so about 14 to 16 transferable units per term. Got a list of application components for you here. The common application is found online, and we do offer a fee waiver. So if it is a financial hardship for you to pay the $85 fee, you're able to just select through an assortment of options, whatever most matches up with your situation, and we can waive that for you. We do need to see your final high school transcript with date of graduation to show that you did indeed graduate high school, as well as all of your official transcripts that can be sent to etrans@usc.edu. Some majors have additional requirements, so just make sure to check online to note anything additional that you need to submit. And then if you're an international student, you will need to submit your English proficiency exam and financial statement. So we definitely can't fit in everything on how to transfer to USC in 5 minutes, but these are some resources available to you. I'd like to highlight the transfer information session. You can register for a virtual session online on our admission website that will kind of go through in a lot more detail our transfer process, and you can ask questions and get specific advice on the classes that you're supposed to be taking. Additionally, we have the financial aid contact information listed for you as well if you have questions about the financial aid application. And finally, in terms of finding your specific USC admission counselor, you can go to this webpage listed on the screen, admission.usc.edu/find-your-counselor, and then you can insert the name of the college that you're attending. And if you've attended more than one, just choose the one that you've got the most classes at or that you're most recently attending, and we're happy to answer those questions for you.
Thank you so much. We want to thank all of our representatives from the universities for their wonderful presentations. We want to see if any of our students might have any questions. If you could put that in the chat, please, we would appreciate that so we can make sure that we represent your questions well. So if any student that is joining us, if you would please put your questions in the chat. Guess right now we don't have any questions. Okay, you guys did a great job. Thank you so much. Well, we have one more. Our last session will start at 12:30. Last session will start at 12:30. Thank you so much. So students, if you came on at the last minute, you want to hear one of the universities, please come back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last session for our university transfer fair. We want to thank you all so much for participating, and we want to thank our students for joining in today. And hopefully this information has been very beneficial for them. So without further ado, we will get started. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us here. My name is Amin Maksudi. I'm the Director of Admissions and Outreach here at Pacific Oaks College. We're a small nonprofit private college located in Pasadena. We have a campus in San Jose. We also do online and our offsite programs. We've been around for about 76 years now. We started off as a children's school, and now we are fully accredited private college, and the children's schools is actually still going well, and we have a lot of people in the program that have actually were students in the children's school and now are either graduates of PO or faculty at PO. So it's a really awesome cycle of events. The 4 core values that we pride ourselves on: diversity, respect, inclusion, and social justice are seen across everything from our staff, our administration, the way we run the school, through the community partnerships and outreach, and also into the programs as well. And you definitely get to see that when you're in it. We do focus on our students' life experiences in a couple of ways. Number one is we ask that they come in with their life experiences so that they can share in the classrooms. There is a picture of an actual classroom, and you can see it's a small class, and they're all sitting around each other. So everyone is, hearing things and learning from the faculty, from their readings, but they're also able to learn from each other because each one of us comes to the table with a different set of life experiences and views on different topics. So we really get an opportunity to learn from each other. We don't do any exams in our program except for our math class. So you have a really great opportunity to really kind of show who you are based off of just kind of your discussions and your projects and presentations. The other way we use life experience is through credit from learning from experience. This is an opportunity for our students to earn up to 24 units based off of work and life experiences. So that'll shorten your time with us and then also save you some money when attending our program. We are recognized as a Hispanic serving institution. And because of that, the Department of Education recently gave us a $2.5 million grant, and that's in October, which we were able to start up a Student Success Center. So in addition to all the tutoring in the library and all the services that we already offer, now we have an additional set of resources that has program-specific tutoring, mentoring. We have a lending library where students can actually get the textbooks from each class, but also if they need a laptop for a semester, they can actually get a laptop for the semester. We are a Yellow Ribbon school, which means that we definitely support our veterans, our active military, and also their family. All right, so programs. For our bachelor's degree program, we have early childhood education, human development, business administration, early childhood education with a teaching credential. So this allows you to earn your teaching credential while getting your bachelor's degree. We have community psychology, and then we have social work. Our BSW program is only offered online, but all the other programs that you see are available online or on campus. You can transfer up to 87 units towards our bachelor's degree programs, meaning that if you maximize your transfer units, you'll have about 33 units to complete, for example, the human development program. And we go fall, spring, and summer. So that means in a year, just under a year and a half, you should be able to complete your bachelor's degree with us. We will take a look at all of your units, your general education, English, speech, math, all your sciences, as well as your general any electives. Any courses like, for example, PE and art classes that may not fit in other general education areas, we'll definitely take a look at to transfer in and give you credit towards those as well. We are a private college, so when it comes to tuition, you can see what the tuition is both for the upper and lower division. However, we do have special tuition rates for some of our programs. For example, the bachelor's with a dual credential, it's actually a lower tuition rate. For our military families and active duty veterans, we also have a special rate for them. As a private college, we do offer a lot of scholarships that go directly to our students, and these amount of scholarships get split up between the first 2 semesters. And then moving forward, their 3rd semester on, we have donor scholarships, which will allow students to definitely help out. A couple of scholarships to highlight. For the Bachelor's in Business Administration program on campus program, you can actually earn between $10,000 to $25,000 a year. And basically what this does is this allows you to cut your tuition almost in half. It's really based on the number of the units that you transfer in. So the more units you transfer in, you actually are able to receive more scholarships. And then for our international students, those that are seeking an F1 visa, whether it's a transfer or an initial F1, you can actually receive a scholarship for that as well. We do offer financial aid to any students that qualify. We have a financial aid team, as well as a financial aid coordinator that actually will sit down with you and research additional scholarships, research payment plans, loans, grants, whatever the case may be, and she'll really help you figure out how to pay for your tuition. The next term that we're offering is our Fall 2 term, which starts October 25th. This is an online only term, but then in spring, which is January 10th, we have both the online and on-campus programs starting again. Application fee will be waived for both of those terms. So when you go through the application process and you get to the end and it asks you to pay the fee, you can submit without paying the fee. And once we get your documents, we'll go ahead and waive the application fee for you on our end. We have around 1,200 students across all the campuses, whether it's online, San Jose, offsite, or Pasadena. So we are a very small school, which means that you get a lot of attention from us. So if you have any questions, I will be around. Thank you.
Hi, folks. My name is Rachel De Vera Miranda. I'm your admissions counselor from San Jose State University. To get things started, I want to give you a taste of what it's like to be on campus. So please enjoy this short video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. That is the surrounding area. Everything's pretty much walking distance, which is nice. San Jose State is part of the CSU system, which has 23 different campuses. Northernmost is going to be Humboldt all the way down to San Diego. One thing that I like to talk about when talking about the CSU system is our high quality hands-on learning opportunities for our students. Chances are, no matter what program you choose, there will be some sort of hands-on learning requirement for you to complete. So if you're a hands-on learner like me, might be a really great institution for you all to check out. Here's San Jose State at a glance. We just have a little over 33,000 students, but don't worry, our average class sizes range from 29 to 32 students. We have an excellent career services resource for our students. You can see these are our top hiring employers. You might recognize a few: Amazon, Apple, Western Digital, Kaiser Permanente. SJSU is the top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley, the world's high-tech capital. Although we are really focused on that career area, we have so many other opportunities. My mom graduated from San Jose State and she teaches in the local community, which is pretty awesome for me. We have over 134 different majors with 110 concentrations. In the chat, I did place a couple of helpful links. The first one is to keep in touch and let you know about our mailing list. So feel free to fill that out. We also have our admissions brochure. So if you're thinking, Rachel, you're talking way too fast for a 5-minute presentation, you can digest the information at a slower speed by clicking on that admissions brochure in there. Some major recognitions include 6 for business, 4th for engineering, 8th for animation. If you have watched the new Pixar movie, Luca, one of our graduates actually did the end credits animations, which I really like to mention because it's fun. Aviation program, everybody in this virtual space is SoFly. We were ranked 4th best program in the nation for aviation. And 8th for journalism. If you're interested in San Jose State now, like I hope you are, we're looking for you to complete 60 semester or 90 quarter units, have that qualifying GPA of a minimum of 2.0 or higher. Depending on the program, you might have to take additional courses to make you a more competitive applicant. Part of the 60 semester 90 quarter units includes the 4 basic skills courses. Area A1 is oral communication like public speaking. Area A2 is written composition like your English 1A. Critical thinking is going to be like a philosophy course, and Area B4 is going to be a college level math. So these must be completed before you start at San Jose State. And if you're wondering, Rachel, I don't know if my course or the major I'm choosing requires me to do supplemental coursework, you can go to this link right here, sgsu.edu/admissions/impaction to see which majors have supplemental coursework that you can take to make yourself a more competitive applicant. And you can actually see last year's admissions results, so you can see or eyeball the chances of you getting into different programs. In regards to the timeline, you'll be applying October 1st through November 30th. So typically you apply in a year in advance. We want to know how well you did after you apply for the fall term that you're currently in. So that's the supplemental application. We'll let you know if you were admitted between February and March. Partial transcripts will be due March 23rd. May 1st is the intent to enroll, or the say yes to your school of choice. Orientation will be in June to August, and final transcripts so we can verify everything is due July 15th. You can check out more CSUs or find out more details about San Jose State. The application is here, calstate.edu/apply. Each application costs $70. If you do qualify for a fee waiver, you can apply to up to 4 CSUs for free. Just in general though, we're really looking at the courses that you took. Did you meet the unit requirement? Did you complete the 4 basic skills courses? And what kind of grades did you get? That's all we're really looking at. We're not looking at any essays or letters of recommendation. So it's a fairly simple application. If you'd like to find out more, go ahead and fill out that first link in the chat that I put up, or you can go ahead and scan this QR code for admissions presentation. Now let's go ahead and go 45 minutes north to hang out with Justin at USF.
Thanks, Rachel. 1 second here, folks. Awesome. Well, my name is Justin Nkemere. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm one of the admission counselors here in the Office of Undergraduate Admission for USF, and I have the pleasure of speaking to you all today about USF here at this amazing fair. So we at the University of San Francisco, we are a 4-year private Jesuit Catholic liberal arts college located in the center of the city of San Francisco. Something that we're always telling students and families all around when thinking of us as a university is that we are very, very diverse and very, very inclusive as a school community. And we're actually more diverse than the city of San Francisco itself, if you really look at the statistics. If you look on the slide here, you'll see the makeup of our fall 2021 class. And we are very, very diverse in not just race and ethnicity, but also very diverse in socioeconomic levels, religious identity, sexual identity, wherever have you. We have students from all different walks of life here on our campus, and having that added diversity and inclusivity in your campus experience really does elevate the overall experience you would have on our campus, both academically and socially. So definitely something to think about when thinking about USF. The academic advantage. So we have over 40 different majors offered to students and over 70 different minors. You can use the QR code in the corner to see the full list of majors, minors, and programs offered. But something that we're always telling students around when also thinking about our university is that we are using the environment around us as your classroom. So trying to take advantage of the community, the campus partnerships that we have, and really using that to your benefit towards your education. So for class credit, otherwise, we're constantly putting you in different internships and nonprofits to help you gain a certain perspective or a certain experience and bring that back into the classroom to share amongst your peers. As a majority of our classes are discussion-based and not really lecture-based because of the small class sizes. We are a little less than 6,000 undergraduate students, give or take, depending on the year. And so we have really small class sizes. The average class size, as you see on the screen, is about 23 students per class. You will have your one-off courses that, might be a little bit bigger, maybe towards, 30 or 40, but still not that big compared to a lot of other big universities. And also, too, when it comes to the Jesuit approach, we are just one of 28 different Jesuit colleges across the nation. And despite our differences as Jesuit colleges, we all come together for the same goal of creating better men and women for others. And so, here at USF, we're using our Jesuit identity to prepare you, giving you the necessary skills, tools, and knowledge to better help your community wherever they might be, with also giving you the necessary skills, tools, and knowledge to progress in whatever career you want to pursue post-grad. So it can definitely answer any question in regards to that as well. And then here's a quick snapshot of some amazing companies that have hired our students for internships and full-time jobs. Here in the city of San Francisco, the professional opportunities that lie for you are endless, and across several different fields of work and are open to you. And on top of the fact that here in San Francisco, a lot of these corporations don't just have offices here, they're headquartered here. So if you use a QR code and you be referenced to our career services website and see the full, breadth of different resources and events that they're constantly doing to help prepare our students to achieve the internships and jobs that they want to achieve for their postgraduate career. And here's some information about our transfer process at USF. If you're a non-nursing application, 24 semester or 36 quarter units at the time of applying. If you have less than that, that's totally fine, but we will need to see your high school transcript as well. 2.5 cumulative college GPA at the minimum. We recommend a 3.0 so you're staying more competitive within our applicant pool, but at the end of the day, 2.5 is the minimum GPA needed to transfer. And you need to be disciplinary and academic and standing. Academic and standing in our eyes is a 2.0 GPA from your most recent semester or quarter from your most recent institution, and disciplinary good standing, meaning that we're not hearing anything crazy that you've done from your previous institutions. And we have no prerequisite courses or supplemental materials needed to be with your application to gain admission into any of our majors, with the exception of nursing and engineering. So here are some prerequisite courses that we do need to see on your transcript, either done or in progress when you're applying to our nursing program, and some other requirements that we do need to see in order to be, a competitive applicant within our pool for our nursing program. Top 30 program in the country, very, very competitive, very, very rigorous, but definitely worth your while once you're in it. And I can definitely answer any questions in regards to our nursing program later in the session. And some more information about our credits. Here at USF, all your credits will transfer over. We have no limit as to how many credits you can transfer in with. As long as they're coming from a regionally accredited college or university here in the US or abroad, they will definitely transfer over with no issue whatsoever. And we are on the semester system. So if you are coming from a quarter school, there is a bit of math to be involved when thinking about how your credits will transfer over, but nonetheless, there is the equivalent on the screen. And we do accept any UC or CSU courses, and we also have IGETC. And on top of that, we do have several different articulation agreements, which is what we call it, with different California community colleges. And so there are certain courses that you could take at your current institution, and you can bring them back, and they will directly transfer into some of the core curriculum requirements that we have as a university. And so you can definitely go to our website to see more information about that. You can see more or ask any questions during the session. And here's some dates and deadlines. For spring admission, the application is completely open for next year, or for spring as well, for November 1st. Spring, fall is March 1st. You can apply after our deadlines, but it would take us a little bit longer to get back to you if you were to apply after our deadlines. And for our application, you can find our application nowhere else but our own self-made application on our website. You can go see it from there. And for transcripts, we'll take any unofficial transcripts you have when applying, but should you be admitted, we obviously will need official transcripts with your application. And so here's some information about tuition and financial aid. We recognize that we are in a very expensive state, in a very, very expensive city. So we definitely understand that, but we have an amazing financial aid office that's constantly working with students and families around to try and see if USF is the best financial fit. We definitely offer need-based financial aid through FAFSA, and we offer merit-based scholarship and grants. You can go to our website to see what exact GPA you need to get what merit scholarship, and you can go to the QR code and you'll be referenced to our USF financial aid website with the slew of different resources and other outside scholarships and just programming that they do to help make you aware of what financial aid really looks like here at USF. So I will stop talking and turn it over to my colleague at USC.
Thanks so much, Justin. All right, we're heading back down to Southern California for the last presentation of this session today. All right, so I'll pull up my slides for you. My name is Jennifer. I am with the University of Southern California. So excited to speak with you all. Before we get started, I do ask that you use the QR code on the screen or go to uscadmission.link/CF and fill out your contact information. That way we know who is attending today's program and we'll be able to correspond with you with important dates and deadlines, reminders, things like that. All right, so a little bit about USC. We have about 46,500 students total, and about 20,000 of those are our undergraduate population. We've got an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio and an average class size of 26. So even though we are a large school, USC definitely does a lot to make it feel smaller. We've got over 150 different majors and minors available to you, spread across 19 different professional schools. It's quite common for students to pursue more than just one major. So that could be a double major or a major and a couple minors. And students also change their majors as well. So definitely don't feel like whatever you apply to at USC you are stuck with. You can always work with your academic advisor to find the best fit for you. Now, about a quarter of our undergraduate population is transfers, so you will not be alone if you transfer to USC. Typically, we're seeing around 1,400 or so transfers coming in each year. Some essential information for you to keep in mind. We've got some deadlines for you. So a lot of our arts-based programs, talent-based programs listed on the screen have a December 1st deadline. All of the other majors have February 15. March 2nd is when financial aid application is due, so you'd fill out the FAFSA and the CSS profile. USC offers great financial aid for our students. About 2/3 of students receive some sort of aid from USC. And basically our financial aid officers will work with you and your family to meet 100% of your demonstrated need as determined through their analysis of your FAFSA and CSS profile. Couple hard requirements: minimum math and lower division writing requirement. Essentially, we want to see that you have successfully completed at least intermediate algebra or higher with a C or higher as your grade. There are more details about what minimum math means on our admission website, so I definitely recommend going to check that out. And then the lower division writing requirement. Essentially, we want to see that you have met the equivalent class of our Writing 130, which is a class that our freshmen usually take. So typically meeting the two course sequence at your community college will meet that lower division writing requirement, but you can always check out our articulation agreement online to see what that specific class is, and I'll show you a link for that in a minute. Now, we don't have any cutoffs or minimum requirements in our process, but typically students are doing well in their classes. Last year's average GPA for the admitted transfer class was a 3.7. Again, this is not required, and it's not a guarantee either. Now, we'll hope to see that you have around 30 transferable units completed or in progress by the time you apply, but it's definitely not required. If you have fewer than that at the time you're applying, we'll then just need to look at your high school transcript and maybe factor in your high school performance as well. But if you'll be completing 30 units in that semester where you're applying, then you're all set there. We won't use your high school transcript in order to kind of like consider that coursework. We also hope to see that you've made some progress towards our general education classes, as well as any recommended courses for your major. All of those specifics can be found through our transfer brochure. We also hope to see that you are full-time enrolled, so about 14 to 16 units of transferable units each term. Now, all the things you'll be sending to us, that includes the common application. We have fee waivers available for you. All students do need to send in their final high school transcript showing that you did indeed graduate. We'll also need to see all of your official transcripts. So if you've attended more than one school and they're on separate transcripts, you would want to send all of those to us at etrans@usc.edu. Some majors have additional requirements, so double check with the website to make sure you're getting those in. And then international applicants will need an English proficiency exam and their financial statement. Now, as my colleagues have mentioned before, 5 minutes is definitely not enough time to go through an entire transfer process. So we're really just giving you the highlights here, but I've listed some resources for you to consider and to use during your transfer process. I would say your best place to start is the transfer information session. So this will be about 45-minute session. Right now we're doing them on Zoom, we're doing them virtually, but basically this will go into much greater detail about our transfer process, requirements, dates, deadlines, tips, tricks, all of that good stuff, as well as question and answer. We have a link here for our transfer brochure, which has tons of great information, just uscadmission.link/transfer. And then there's that longer URL there for our articulation agreement. So a list of classes that are guaranteed to transfer from California community colleges. You can also just look up USC Articulation Agreement. Our academic departments are happy to talk with you if you have specific major related questions. And then our financial aid office contact information is listed as well. And they are super helpful in working with families kind of on a one-on-one basis. Now, I don't actually work directly with students coming from your schools, but you can find your specific USC counselor by visiting this link or just Googling USC Find My Counselor. You put in the name of your primary school, so whatever school that you've taken the most classes at or where you've most recently attended in case you haven't been just at one school. And then you'll find the contact information for your specific territory manager there. You can reach out to them with any questions that you have after today. Again, in the bottom right corner, we've got that QR code for filling out your information so that we have you on file. And then the other two QR codes bring you to that USC brochure as well as the transfer application overview. And with that, I will end here, and I guess we're opening up for questions for the last one.
Thank you, everyone. We do have a few questions in the chat. We only have 5 minutes left. We're scheduled to go until 1. So for those of you still on the live stream on YouTube, if we happen not to get to your question, I did put a link in the chat, which has all of our representatives' contact information. But we'll do our best to get to everyone's questions within the next 5 minutes. So the first one is regarding grades. Larry wants to know if she has a C in kinesiology, will that affect her chances of being admitted? Now, she didn't specify a school that she's interested in, but will a C in kinesiology affect her a lot, or him? Sorry, I don't know.
For USF, it's really looking at, your overall grades and your GPA. If you do have the GPA to come to our university, then we will admit you. Obviously, seeing, C's and whatnot isn't the best, but, we do understand that, life happens, things happen. So the more context you have in your application, the better. And you will have space to list any information about your grades on USF.
For San Jose State, we do have kinesiology, and the supplemental coursework for that would be Intro to Kin. So it might sound like that's the course you're referring to. So for fall 2021, our applicants who completed that intro course were admitted having a 2.0 or higher. If you didn't complete that Intro to Kin course, the minimum GPA was a 2.2 or higher.
At Pacific Oaks, we take a look at out, just like Jess has mentioned, grades are important, but we look at everything. So if you have 1 or 2 classes that maybe you didn't do too well in, your personal statement is a good opportunity for you to explain to us maybe why, and then we'll take a look at everything. But if you have below a 2.5 GPA, we may ask for additional things such as an interview with some faculty or maybe a letter of recommendation. So it's not going to stop you from attending us. We may just, we'll work with you to make sure that your application is as best as it could be.
Yeah, similar to the other folks who share their answers with USC, a C on its own won't automatically disqualify you from admission or anything like that. We're really taking it into context of what was going on that semester. Is this a trend, or is this the only C? We'll also keep in mind if it's related to the major you're applying to at USC as well.
Thank you. I hope that answers your question. If not, feel free to email the rep from the school that you're interested in. Our next question reads, I plan to graduate high school and graduate with my AAT, so associate's degree for transfer in the same year. When I apply to any of your universities, would I be considered a first-year student or a transfer student?
Well, I can jump on that real quick. You would definitely be a transfer student. So we would talk to you about all the transfer units, and with a associate degree in transfer, that already knocks out a lot of your courses. And depending on the school that you're coming from, we do have articulation and tag agreements with some of the schools, which actually will even offer you an additional benefit of a lower tuition rate. So if you're interested, definitely reach out and we can find out.
For us, it sounds like you would be a transfer student. My recommendation is to double check to make sure that your ADT, AST, or AT, your associate degree for transfer matches up with the program you're applying to at whatever CSU you're applying to.
For us, if the classes that you've been taking at the college level for your AA were not required for high school graduation and do not show up on your high school transcript, then you would be considered a transfer student. Everybody's situation is always a little bit different, so I recommend reaching out to your specific USC admission counselor, kind of explaining your situation, and then they'll be able to guide you further.
Similar to USC, since you're still coming out of the high school side, you'd still be considered a first-year student. But taking into account all those college credits you have, you can easily get those transferred in to USF and increase your possibly graduating early. So yeah, you technically, since you're graduating high school and are just accomplishing your degree, you still be considered a first-year student in our eyes.
And our final question is for USC. Does USC Marshall accept IGETC for transfer?
So we don't run on a IGETC system. There may be some classes that work for IGETC that also work for us, but we kind of do our own thing. So you can always double check with the articulation agreement with your school to see what classes you've taken that will meet GEs and things like that. With the Marshall School of Business, really the kind of only classes that you could take that would transfer in for that major would be the calculus requirement. So that definitely is something they want to see from you as a transfer student, as well as potentially accounting. So if you've taken 2 semesters of accounting, you may be able to take Marshall's accounting kind of condensed into 1 semester. But all of the other kind of business related electives, things like marketing, finance, things like that, even if you've taken similar classes at a community college, you will most likely need to take them through the Marshall School of Business, and then your credits from your community college would transfer in as elective credits.
Thank you. And that was actually our last question, and we are at the end of our time. Thanks so much to our university reps for joining us today, all of our students that joined us, and all your great questions. We really appreciate you taking the morning and part of your afternoon to be here. Kathy, would you like to add anything?
No, that's it. If the reps would stay on just for a minute, we'd like to just a couple of things I need to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And for our students, once again, that link to the contact information for all the university reps is in the chat. You can also find it on our Google site.